Hey guys, what's up? We're talking some semifinal football, man. It's semifinal week already. Where the heck does the time go? Where does it go? Because I swear we were just starting week one last week, and now we're already in the semifinals. And I guess the time really does fly when you're having fun because football season, it doesn't get any better than this to me. But before we get started, I just wanted to tell y'all I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving with family and friends. I know I did. It was great Wednesday and Thursday for me. Probably gained about 12 pounds. I just had probably my eighth plate of leftovers, and definitely gonna need to get out tomorrow and do some physical activities to burn some of this off for sure. And but enough about all that. We're gonna start in 1A. It's gonna be Fayetteville coming to McKenzie for 1A for the 1A semifinals. And before we even start talking about that, wanted to address last week. I was pretty surprised about the Richland game. Can't lie. I thought McKenzie would put them away pretty comfortably in the second half, and Richland just stuck around. They were not. They were not wanting their season to end, and I mean, it's hard to find positives in a loss or whatever. But if you're going to go down swinging, and that's what Richland did. And I think they gave McKenzie their best shot, but McKenzie withstood, and it's tough. But that's football, right? But on to this game, I like McKenzie. I like McKenzie at home. I like McKenzie at home for sure. It's going to be a tough game, man. This is a rematch of the 2022 semifinals in McKenzie, Fayetteville. But these teams look a lot different, and but this is probably Fayetteville's best. They're probably playing their best since that time, to be honest. And if McKenzie's not on their A game, they're not going to Chattanooga. I'll tell you that. I like McKenzie to win, but if you play like you did last week, I think Fayetteville's going to get you, and that's just telling it how I feel it is anyway. But we've talked about Fayetteville's workhorse. They're going to feed him all night. Number 2, Zion Najee, he is a monster. He's not going to stop being a monster anytime soon. I don't think you're going to shut him down by any means, but best limit the damage he's going to cause, or it's going to be a long night. It really will be. Their passing game is pretty good, but I think McKenzie needs to be on it on the back end for sure. On the back end of their defense, they got to shut down. They got to shut down number 1. I believe his name's Quayshawn Black. He goes up and gets the ball. He will go up and get the ball. Their quarterback is just going to throw it. I mean, not saying he's inaccurate or anything like that, but he's got a kid who could jump to the moon. So just throw the ball up and let him get it. And McKenzie's definitely going to have to limit that for sure. I think the combination of Cole Brown, the running game from McKenzie, I think it's going to be a little too much for Fayetteville, and I like McKenzie in this one. But like I said, if y'all aren't on your A game, you're not going to Chattanooga. I'm just going to tell you, but I think McKenzie, last week probably woke him up a little bit. And, at this point, I just think it's destiny, them in South Pittsburgh in the state championship. So, I'm not picking against McKenzie. I'll tell you that right now. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Fayetteville's going to pull it off, or do you think it's all McKenzie? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys. 2A semifinals. It's the Dog and Pony Show. Huntington goes to Milan. Man. Let's just get this out the way. I'm picking Huntington. And, let that marinate for a second. I picked Huntington over Milan. I realize what happened in week 3. Go ahead and get your shocks out the way. All right. Being shocked out the way. Yeah, man. Just going back and watching, especially the playoff games, because, I like to watch them back-to-back, especially watch opponents back-to-back, and I just think Huntington's playing better right now. Maybe I'm crazy. I know this isn't the popular pick, and I'm sure everybody and their uncle are picking Milan, at least, in the local sports scene or whatever, but I'm just going by what I see. I think Huntington's playing better football right now. I don't know if Milan's holding a little something back. I don't know. I'm not gonna be surprised at all if Milan wins this game. They beat them pretty handily week 3, but I mean, week 3, you have to consider Huntington was still breaking in a bunch of first year starters. Milan, they're full of 2-3 year starters. So they definitely have an edge. They definitely had an edge early in the season, but I think Huntington grew as a team. I think they got their feet under them, so to speak, and I think Kenton Smith at quarterback's going to make a bit of a difference. And then they have Dearman doing everything he does. That dude's like a power forward playing defensive back and receiver. It's kind of, you almost wonder how he doesn't have more college offers, and because that dude is a horse, and I guess that makes sense because he plays for the Mustangs. But I mean, the dude's what, like 6'4", 200+ pounds, and he runs with anybody. So I just think there's a couple matchups that Huntington's going to be able to exploit. Man, I'm sure I'm not going to be able to show my face in Milan anymore, and that's fine. But I like the Mustangs. I like them in this game. Knowing I'm picking this now, I'm going against the flow. It would have been easier for me to just pick Milan and act like I was shocked or something if Huntington won. But it's just like, I'm going to tell y'all what I think, and I think Huntington's going to win this game. Knowing I'm saying this now, Jaden Pete's probably about to go out there and run for 400 yards and 12 touchdowns or something crazy. So, I get it. I get that I'm definitely going against the flow on this one, and it would have been easier to pick Milan. Milan was my preseason, my preseason pick for 2A state championship, and before the playoffs got started, I picked them to win the 2A state championship. But I just think Huntington's playing better football right now, and I think they're playing better team football right now, and they're playing a little more disciplined, and I think that Huntington's going to win this football game. And man, I'll probably be at that game tonight. Or it's still Thursday at this point, but by the time you're watching it, tonight, probably be at that game. And I'm going to need probably some of those glasses with the fake nose and the mustache just to watch. But yeah, man, I think it's really the line play is really what swung me in Huntington's directions, because they both got athletes all over the place. But Ashton Donald, Braden Davis, and everybody in between, they're playing really well up front for Huntington. They're opening the holes they need to open. Tyreek Hutch is kind of a burner, and they're setting up his runs really well. And I'm sure I'm the only one picking Huntington, but yeah, that's the way it is. And if you don't agree, then that's fine. And I could totally see why you would want to pick Milan, but I'm going with Huntington in this one. It's just, from what I see, I think Huntington's going to win this ball game. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm not. Nobody's perfect. If you disagree or agree, let me know in the comments. Who do you think? Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to the 2A state championship? All right, back at it. Back at it for 3A now. It's going to be Westview and Covington, another region matchup. And I like this new playoff alignment, man. I really do, because I think the best teams are the ones that are still alive, and that's the way it should be in the fourth round of the playoffs. It should be the best teams, not any other way, in my opinion. But at least the best teams in the West and the best teams in the East are each still alive. That being said, I don't think it's a huge shock here. I'm going with Westview. If you follow the page and you have for, beyond just this year, you know that there's been a bandwagon for Westview. And ever since the preseason scrimmage last year, 2024, Westview played Huntington, and I got to see that live. Ever since then, I've been driving the Westview bandwagon, and I don't have any connections to Westview. I didn't go there. I just have no connections to Westview at all. But when I saw that, it was like, oh, this is different. This is different from anything I've ever seen from a West Tennessee team. Can't really speak on Memphis, but rural West Tennessee, it's just different. I've never seen anything like this, and I'm a fan. If you can't tell, they have players everywhere, and they have the quarterback to get their playmakers the ball. They've got a stifling defense, and I don't see myself picking against Westview anytime soon. I just don't, and it's not going to happen today. That being said, I don't think Covington's without chance here. They're coached by Coach J.R. Kirby. He's going to have his boys ready. That's a team that, regardless of when you play them, where you play them, you're going to get their best shot. If you beat them, you beat them. If you don't, and that's how it usually goes, teams usually don't beat them. But, they're going to play their best game, or they're going to give Westview their best shot. I just think Westview, with their offense and coupled with their defense, I just think they're going to be able to withstand Covington's best shot. So I don't have just the most to say about it. Covington, they've been impressive all year long. They've been impressive the last decade or so. But I don't know what they're going to be able to do to outscore Westview. They've tried slowing the game down. They've tried grinding out, 3-5 yard runs, just slowing the pace of everything down. And it doesn't matter because as soon as Westview gets the ball, it's a fireworks show. So it's just, I'm not picking against Westview anytime soon, man. It's like, probably go ahead and book my picks for next year too. So I just think it's going to be Westview and Tyner in the state championship. And I just really think that Westview is a team of destiny right now to get a gold ball. I don't just have a lot to say. Did want to touch on something from last week. Sean Macklin from Covington had a great game. I think he had over 200 yards in the first quarter last week, if I remember that right. So, Covington's going to play. They're going to come. They don't want their season to end. They want to go to Chattanooga just as well. But, man, I can't pick against Westview right now. They're just playing too well, and got a lot of heat from Melrose fans over the past few weeks. But they saw what it was about last week. This team does not play. They play, but they just don't play with their food. So there's not a whole lot to say about this one. I got Westview. I'm sure a lot of other people have Westview too. I try to say I'm not shocked. I would be shocked if pretty shocked if Covington pulled this one out. That being said, go out and shock me if you want to. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it, but I got Westview in this one, and I think they win pretty comfortably with that offense in combination with their defense. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Covington has got a shot? Do you think they're going to win? Let me know in the comments. Hey guys, back 4A now. It's going to be South Gibson traveling to Nashville to take on Pearl Cone. Should be a really good ball game. Honestly, it should be a really good game. But I like Pearl in this one. I like the Firebirds. They just have so much team speed, man, and it's going to be tough to stop. And they're one of those teams that they're always they're always alive in a semifinal round and usually make it to the state championship. And there's a reason for that, man. Coach Bernetti, he gets every bit out of these kids that he can. And, he's already got a talented group to work with in the first place. So it's just a dangerous combination. And to me, to be the man, you have to beat the man. And right now in 4A West, Pearl's a man. So, I don't think that South Gibson is without chance. Actually, I like their chances quite a bit. I think this is a probably 60-40 ball game, maybe 55-45, something like that. But I think being at home and just the playoff experience and everything that Pearl has, it makes me lean in their direction. But that being said, Crockett County pushed Pearl Cone to the edge in their round 2 game, man. And even though X's and O's wise it's not really very similar, but Crockett County and South Gibson, they have a very similar style of play, I guess you'd say. They like to hit you in the mouth up front, and they'll have their running backs run behind those big monsters up front. And I think that is a matchup that South Gibson is going to have to win if they want to win this game. I think the Hornets probably have like their offensive line is going to match up really well with Pearl Cone's defensive line because Pearl's not just as big as they've been in the past up front. You know, I think their defense really relies more on speed than anything. I mean, they're not small, but you know, team speed is the name of the game for Pearl, at least defensively. And I think if as long as South Gibson could, corral their linebackers and stuff, they have a pretty good shot. You know, if you put blocks on them, let Jaden and Jeter and all those guys let them run behind those big monsters up front, and you'll be in this game in the fourth quarter for sure, at least in my opinion. But yeah, man, to me, there's a reason Pro Cone they're always alive this late in the season, and I'm not going to pick against them this week, but maybe that's a good thing for South Gibson because I picked against y'all last week and y'all proved me wrong, and just keep doing it. But at the same time, I like what the Firebirds do. I like Coach Burnetti's team, and I've got the Firebirds in this one, and I got them going to the 4A state championship. But I'm rooting for you, South Gibson. Get out there and prove me wrong.